1. My pet peeve as someone who works at a jewelry store. 1. Is this real gold? Our prices are so low, you really think anyone would be selling real gold at this price? 2. Are these men's or women's? Who cares? If you like it, then buy it. I'm not going to stop you from buying something just because it's a little more masculine or feminine. 3. Customers giving me shit about our exchange policy. Listen, it's not my fault my boss doesn't want to give out refunds. Plus, we tell you when you buy the item that you have 30 days to exchange your item. After that, the sale is final. So many customers have yelled at me for this. 4. Customers complaining about the quality of our products. Again, do you really think I'm responsible for that? If you don't like it, don't buy it. 5. Customers complaining about prices. Again, I can't control it. Our prices are still quite reasonable, and we offer so many services too. Free repairs, and we can lengthen or shorten the jewelry if you so desperately need. 6. Giving recommendations about what we should sell. Please, I don't care. It's going in one ear and out the other. I genuinely don't care. You telling me what you would buy from us if we had it is so pointless, you don't even understand how pointless it is. 7. Do you have this? Can you check storage? I come to the exact same store to work the exact same job almost every day for over 6 hours. Believe me when I tell you we don't have it. If we did, I'd sell it to you. 8. Do you do piercings? Do you see a proper station where we would? Also, wouldn't we advertise that we do? Please do research before getting any sort of piercing done. 9. Do you do permanent jewelry? Again, do you see a proper station where we would, and wouldn't we advertise that we did? 10. Will this make my skin green? This is a little bit more of an acceptable question, but still. It's all about how the material will react with you. Every human will have a different reaction to any kind of metal. I have no clue if your skin is allergic to this specific metal. Also, most of the time, if your jewelry is turning your skin green or black, it's because you're not cleaning it. You need to clean your jewelry every once in a while. The amount of people I have to explain this to is insane. Yeah, that necklace you wear 24/7 no matter where you go, guess what? You have to clean it. Just like clothes, y'all. There's a shit ton more I could probably list off, but that's about all I can think of for now. People also find it astonishing when they see a man working in a jewelry store. All my coworkers are women, and then there's just me here. They tend to be a bit more rude with me than anyone else. 2. I work at a party store that goes through a lot of balloon sales. My particular location is in a very rich suburb of the metro area, and it's pretty clear to me that most of the clientele who come in have been spending their whole lives paying other people to think for them. Customers will ask me for suggestions and recommendations for what kind of balloons they should get, but give me absolutely no framework with which to work within. Example of a customer doing it right. We have a bundled deal for 12 latex balloons for $16. Every so often, a customer will ask for that bundle and tell me, "Make sure it's bright and colorful, but otherwise I trust you to pick the color." This customer gave me 2 frameworks. A, they wanted to get the 12 for 16 deal, and B, they wanted it bright and colorful. This I can work with. And when customers put me in a place where their goal is clear but they just want options thrown in, I actually relish the opportunity to flex my creative muscles. But today I had a woman buy a few Barbie balloons and ask if I had any recommendations for what to add to it. I asked a few questions such as what her budget was and how big the space was that she was taking them to. I am too frustrated now to remember her exact phrasing, but she basically kept dodging my questions and asking some paraphrased version of, "How many balloons do I need?" without explaining exactly what her need was. She said she hadn't been to the restaurant yet, and all that stuff didn't matter, she just wanted a good amount. And this actually happens a lot. People have unironically looked me in the eye and asked me which was a better amount, 3 or 4 balloons. And I have no fucking idea how to answer that because I've sold both. Neither are objectively good or bad. When we split those kind of hairs, it just comes down to preference. Sometimes they phrase it as, "Well, this many balloons look full?" And I'm like, what are we trying to fill? 6 balloons fills a cocktail table, but not a dining hall. I am of the theory that there's some kind of keeping up with the Joneses mentality at play here, where they are anxious about their party fitting some kind of social standard of perfect, right down to arbitrary numbers that their guests would never notice. I've tried to bullshit my way through it either by just agreeing with what they already have looks good, or by bluntly saying that 3 versus 4 will not make a difference, in the friendliest, confident voice I can muster. It must not work because almost without fail they look frustrated, and will ask another coworker the same question before they leave. Why do people think that the employees at my job have degrees in interior design or some horseshit? 3. I work in retail, often shipping things directly to customers. From time to time I get some interesting messages from customers. In this case, the following messages were exchanged after one made a purchase for a brand new credit card scanner. These scanners need to be set up with the credit card processor before they are able to take payments. Yes, is this a product that is new because used terminals cannot be reactivated? It will say unauthorized. Can you let me know if this is used so I can cancel? Hi. This is a brand new card scanner that has never been used. If for some reason it does not work, I will be able to issue a refund after it is returned to me, thanks. A day passes without any other messages, so I decide to ship it out thinking that their concern was addressed. The next day, okay, well, who is going to be my processor so it will be authorized? I can't find anyone. And if it don't work, I throw it away. Why waste time on waiting on a refund? That's stupid. 3 minutes later. Well, I see a few, but they're all requiring a long sign-up process. Do you have a direct processor? I do not. I was only selling the physical device. I do not know anything about how this works or how it becomes authorized. Thanks. Maybe I blew off their concerns a little quickly as I received the following. Why are you lying? Did you take out the manual? Have you plugged it in and tested it? If so, it says unauthorized? Because I don't have time to play. I have a business to run, and this is a hindrance. Why do y'all do this? Why not just pray about it? Why get involved? That creates a backfire on you, what you're setting up. Then you just brought something to bother you. 7 minutes later. Send my money ASAP. I have made no attempt to lie or mislead you. In your first message, you asked me if this device was new. You wanted me to cancel the order if it was used. I replied that it was indeed new, and then I shipped it out. The next day, you sent a message asking me who was going to be your card processor that would authorize this device I had sent out to you. I didn't know anything about the device authorizing or credit card processing, and so I sent you the message stating that all I was selling you was the physical card scanner. You then said I was lying, although I'm not sure about what specifically. You asked me if I tested it by plugging it in. I do not test things that are brand new because, unlike used devices which require testing to make sure everything works, brand new devices should work perfectly out of the box. The only reason that it would not is if it's broken from the factory or damaged in shipping. It has never been plugged in or powered on. I did some research, and in order to use this, you would need to sign up with the credit card processing company that allows you to use your own equipment for scanning cards. You would need to contact credit card processing companies, and I give examples. Find one that lets you use this exact model of scanner that you bought, and talk with them about how to get it set up. I do not do credit card processing. I run a small resale and refurbishing business focused on new and used electronics. If you need a new or used hardware, or you need something fixed, I might be able to help. I do not run a multi-billion-dollar credit card processing company. All this being said, because the scanner was shipped out already, the best I can do is offer you the option to return the scanner for a refund. On your account, there should be an option to start a return for this order. It does not show up on my end. If you need any further help, please let me know. Thanks. Oh my god, are you serious? But thanks. No, it's okay. This kind of thing gets frustrating. I'm not sure if they didn't know what they were buying and got frustrated, or if they were just complaining to get a free scanner by way of a refund. That "oh my god, are you serious" makes me wonder. 4. What seems like a lifetime ago, early 2000s, one of my first retail jobs was at a menswear store in a local outlet mall. Looking back, it wasn't so bad because the other employees were real-life close friends of mine, and the GM was one of those friends' older brother, who was just responsible enough to keep the ship afloat. I will never for the life of me forget the shitty behavior of a particular man with his children that came in to make our lives miserable one day. Later middle-aged man walks in with 3 young boys between 8 and 12 to shop around and buy slacks. The father lets his children wander around the store while he takes his time fingering all the meticulously folded sweaters, unfolding the dress shirts, which he had no intention of purchasing, and otherwise rifling through clearance items just to complete his wake of destruction. After about 30 to 40 minutes of this, he corners one of the younglings and has him try out new big boy pants. One of the allures of this menswear store is that we had khakis and dress pants with elastic bands in the waistline. Fancy. Anyway, Kid and Papa go into the changing room with some pants and ostensibly try them on. Dad comes out and asks the price for dress pants, even though it's broadcasted on every fucking neon yellow sign in the store. $29.99. Dad begins to try his best pitch on haggling with me, which I kind of saw coming. He begins with that if I lowered the price, he might be persuaded to buy several pairs from me. Oh wow. With kind but stern reprieve, I say, no. I'm sorry, sir. Prices are set by corporate, and I really don't have control of that. Dad continues to press the attack on lowering the price with the air of a very false humility, saying something to the tune of, "Listen, if you can just do 20% off, I'll come back with my family, and only do business with you guys." Ha! Really? I wasn't before, but now I'm definitely not altering the price. Eventually he yields, goes back in the little 5x5 changing room to get his young ward with his new spiffy pants, and pays. He wrote a check. I remember, which was a pain, but whatever. They leave, and I say a prayer to the whoever the patron saint of suffering is. Fast forward a few minutes, and I'm cleaning up the mess they left when... What's that smell? Is that me? That smells like a duty. Let's play Find the Smell. Yeah, that's definitely a poop smell. I follow the stench to the changing room to find 4 pairs of men's pants draped over the bench and on the high-traffic carpet. Each one has been soiled to some extent. In my naivete, I hoped it was unintentional. Each pair was marred with poop. The bone-colored dress pants had skid marks where the kid's crusty behind was, and the olive-drab-colored ones had duty marks on the outside, meaning someone used a fresh pair of pants to just wipe off shit on their unwashed anus. The horror. The horror. It got worse. That night, I spent the rest of my shift removing shit-encrusted merchandise and Cloroxing the changing rooms. 4 to 5 weeks go by, and I've moved past this trauma when the dad comes back to the store to return his kid's shit-laden khakis. Why? Because they didn't fit? Nope. Because the kid didn't like them? No, he had probably loved staining his new public diaper. He brought back the clearly worn and washed pants because now they were on sale at our store for $24.99. This motherfucker wanted a price adjustment on already discount-level outlet store prices. When I saw him, I was immediately filled with rage, so I excused myself and let my boss handle the interaction. By this time, everyone who worked there was well aware of this guy's crimes. Thankfully, my manager confronted him diplomatically and told him because he did not have a receipt he couldn't help him. The dad pled and begged, describing the employee who sold it to him, saying that the employee, me, told him I can return it, no problem. What an insufferable charlatan this dude was. My boss played it cool and said I'm sorry, no can do, and never heard from him again. End scene. 5. I stopped by a Marshall's after school and put my backpack in my shopping cart because it was heavy. I left my cart unattended, maybe 1 minute, maximum 2 minutes, but when I came back, I saw a Marshall's employee, about 40s and female, fully rummaging through my backpack. My cart wasn't completely where I left it either. She moved it about 2 feet away, and had 2 of the 3 zippers fully open, and was about to open the 3rd zipper that has my wallet, when she saw me approaching and quickly tried to zip everything back up. I was so startled and confused because I've never had someone do that before. I was about to confront her when I saw Marshall's lanyard badge around her neck. I held my tongue because I gave her the benefit of the doubt that she suspected me of shoplifting, but I was still shopping in the store. She muttered to me, "Keep your stuff with you next time," and walked away. I was still so shocked that I just quickly checked to make sure nothing was stolen. Thankfully nothing was, and immediately checked out my items and left. Are retail employees allowed to do that? In hindsight, I'm so angry she had the gall and the audacity to go through my personal belongings as if it was her own property. I think she thought she could get away with stealing valuable items from my bag, close it up and pretend nothing happened. I'm super tempted to stop by the store again and report her to management. Unfortunately, I didn't catch her name, but I do remember how she looks, and I have a receipt timestamp of when the incident occurred. Would Marshalls even take such a report seriously? As a customer, I think this is a huge violation. And if they are employing thieves, then they need to take appropriate action so this doesn't happen again. A little later, I stopped by the store and reported the situation to the store manager. He apologized on behalf of their employee, said he's going to check the cams and launch an internal investigation. Once he identifies who the employee is, he'll get her side of the story and determine if she'll be terminated, or just have to get reversed in appropriate employee behavior and store policy again. I left my contact info with him and said he'll update me on the report. But if I don't hear back, I can stop by any time to check back in with him. Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to Adventures in Fast Food and Retail, episode 197. And thank you very much to everybody who allowed me to use their stories in this video. Before you go, please do poke the like button. And if you'd like early access to the videos, then you can support me on my Patreon page, which is linked in the description. You'll also find a link to the Hellfreezer merchandise store. And if you really enjoyed today's video, why not leave a tip? You can do so by clicking on the heart with a $sign in the middle, and select the tip of your choice. You do not have to do that, and please don't think you ever have to, but I do appreciate it, and thank you kindly. Okay, no birthday shoutouts this week, at least not at the moment. I'm recording a bit earlier than usual this week. The new format takes more effort to make, so I'm trying to get things done as early as possible, so Jack and I have as much time as we need to get them done. More work, but I think it looks better. It does look better. Okay, let's see. Oh yes, let's move right along to Hellfreezer's question of the day. And today's question is, and this one comes from my moderator, Shigar. He was having a debate with his partner, Ashley, about the correct way to dispense toothpaste onto the brush. Ashley likes to squeeze it out from the end, whereas Shigar likes to squeeze it from the center, I think. I, like a civilized man, squeeze it from the center, and then when the time comes, I'll squeeze the stuff from the bottom up toward the top. But generally speaking, it's more comfortable to do it from the center. Although that being said, I do prefer the pump. Because it's better when it works. Although, that being said, it was out earlier, I did buy new toothpaste and they didn't have the pump, so I just got the regular tube. But I do like the pump. Other answers are available, so why don't you let me know what yours are in a comment below. And before we go, let's have the answer of the day from a recent video. And this one comes from Fast Food and Retail 196, and it's from AJ Winberg. This was in relation to what's your favorite kind of sausage, I think it was. Their answer is, there are some great sausages by the company Johnsonville. My favorite is the cheddar jalapenos. They are amazing. The better with cheddar are good too. I mean, cheese and sausage is, cheese and meat in general is a good combination, so I don't think you can go wrong with cheese and sausages. Try not to do it too often, but I sometimes like to get Lorne sausages, like have 2 of them and put cheese in the middle, and with maybe a little brown sauce on top. Oh, it's so good. Okay, and with that, I'm going to head off for now. So until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourself.